Hey, so I've got to do these voice recordings right now. I'm on my phone and my fat fingers can't type very well. So you asked why I bashed the TMT. I didn't actually bash them. And I did say that I think they probably will get built. But I mean, I get very few views on my social media and my website. And the New York Times actually released this. And this isn't something that anybody else is unaware of. I'm just commenting on my opinion about going into politics and why I'm focused less on the TMT. So the New York Times on the 23rd of December, just a couple weeks ago, released that the TMT and the telescope in Chile will be going to the National Academy of Science to plead for help to get the funding they need because they don't have funding enough to get this telescope built. So when it comes to the National Science Foundation, the Trump administration has been opposed to these, smaller agencies that are costing a lot of money. So it's not likely that the National Science Foundation is going to fund the TMT. And it doesn't look like they're going anywhere else for funding. So I don't know how they're going to get the funding. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen right away, which to me, is very telling of why they're not building yet. I think that they could have built and they could have gotten the government involved to clear the road a long time ago. But I think this protest has just bought them time to get the funding they need so that everybody else is distracted with the protest. I'm not buying it. I think they're full of shit right now. And when they have the funding and when they, say they're going to proceed, and if there's anything that I can do to help them, I will help them. That's exactly what I said in my video. I didn't abandon the TMT, not in any aspect, not in any way. But I'm not going to sit here and be fooled by them. If they don't have the funding and if they're not serious about building, that explains why this protest was allowed for so long without any challenge. They're just using that as a distraction. So that's my opinion. I mean, according to this article, they don't have any hope yet of getting the funding. Unless the National Science Foundation actually says, yeah, okay, we have the money, we're going to give it to you. But it doesn't seem like the case. That doesn't seem like the National Science Foundation has the funding to give them, nor will they give them the funding yet. So don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm saying that the next business that comes in, maybe it's a wind farm, or maybe it's some sort of industrial plant, or maybe it's something that's science related that's going to give us a bunch of good jobs, high paying jobs. If we don't have the right leadership, we're not going to get those jobs either. There's going to be people blocking those projects as well. Just like today, I woke up and saw that the market at Aloha Stadium was blocked by something like 300 or 400 protesters in tents. So they're protesting even just markets, just, swap meets, and, if we had good leadership, this kind of stuff wouldn't continue to happen, right? That's all I'm saying. So, I've got people that are in my core network here in Hawaii that really want me to run for politics and that say they want to get behind me on that, whether it be financially or in other ways. And while I appreciate it, I am not going to win. I know I have no chance of winning an office here in Hawaii. I'm very new to Hawaii. I don't have a ton of connections in Hawaii. I don't have a political background. And I don't have any kind of, education in politics. I don't have a political science degree or anything. I mean, I'm probably one of the least likely people to ever get elected. So I'm ready to support other people who would enforce the rule of law, whether it be for the TMT, and I hope it, happens. I hope if the TMT decides to proceed, we have leadership that would enforce the law and clear those protesters without question, or whether it be something else like a wind farm or a swap meet. I mean, they need to be able to enforce the law. And our current leadership won't. Our current leadership obviously proved they're not up to the task. And so, for things like rail, for other economic investments, and just very expensive protests, we need leadership that's willing to deal with these things. So the TMT is the least of all things that I'm concerned about. Because without the right leadership, the TMT is not even going to get built, right? That's all I was saying. And I said multiple times, I think that, the TMT is good and that I support it and that I would do anything I could to help it. But I just don't think they're serious. I mean, after this, nearly decade-long legal fight and now all these stupid protests, they're probably out of, the people that were behind them don't have the confidence to support them. So I'm not saying it's their fault, and I'm not bashing them. I don't even know any of them personally. I don't know a single person that works for the TMT personally. So this isn't a personal thing for me. But I've put a lot of heart and soul into this, and now I'm being disappointed by this latest, New York Times article saying that they don't have enough funding and they don't know where they're going to get it from. Now they're going to ask the National Foundation of Science, or National Science Foundation, and they're probably not going to give them funding because Trump's trying to shut that down. Anyway, that's my point. So I'm going into politics like I always have been. It's not that I'm changing gears here. I'm not moving in a different direction. I'm in the same direction I've always been. If you look at my blogs, this is what I've always done. I do support activism. I do support business. I do support economics. I have supported politicians. And I do media. But that's always been so. I mean, ever since 1999. So, I mean, I have a long history of that. So it's when you say, I understand that you're moving into politics, that's not the case. I'm not moving into anything. I'm just doing what I've always done. Anyway, love you guys. I'll talk to you very soon.